Alright, I'm going to work through 8-3 with you. Alright, so I set up the generic rectangle, which you should have done on your paper, and now we got to look at some combinations. So the sum of it's going to be easy, because it's just going to be 6x squared plus 17x plus 5. But now we got to find how we get that. So thinking about how you would get 6x squared, you could do 6, you could do your factors of 6 and 6x and x. You could do 2 and 3, so we're just going to have to play around with it. Alright, so if we use 2 and 3, that will work because that will give us 2 here. So if I do 2x here and 3x here, that'll work. And then we have to figure out how we are going to get 5. Well, the only factors of 5 are 5 and 1. So because the 5 is here, our 5 has to go here, and our 1 has to go here. So 1 times 2x gave me 2x, 1 times 5 gives me 5, 3x times 2x is 6x squared, and 3x times 5 is 15x. Let's take a look at the next one. Alright, so I set up my generic rectangle just like it was in the book, and now the first thing I'm going to do is write this sum. So I have negative 2y plus 5xy plus negative 6 plus 15x. So this one might be a little tricky. Let's start with this term here, the 5xy, because there's only one way to get 5 when you factor it, and that's a 5 and a 1. So let's make this 5x. And then to get the y, we could put a y above, so I'd have 5x times y, which gives me 5xy. And then if I have 5x times what's going to give me 15x? 3. And then we're going to have a plus sign in front of that 3 because the 15 is positive. But because both of the top terms, the negative 2 and the negative 6, are negative, our term has to be negative. So how are we going to get this? Well, negative what times 3 gives me 6. It's going to be a 2. So negative 2 times y gives me negative 2y. Negative 2 times 3 gives me negative 6. 5x times y gives me 5xy, and 5x times 3 gives me 15x. So my factors are going to be y plus 3 times 5x minus 2. Go ahead and try letter C in your groups.